Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Okay, so we are discussing swap partition. Next, I have to show it's practical. How do we create swap? Extend swap. So in our case, we are going to extend an existing swap. I'll just fire ls blk here. This is an existing hard disk drive. There are two partitions. First partition is boot partition. Second partition further divided to two logical volumes. One is CS root 17 GB. Total size of second partition is 19 GB. Okay. And first partition, first LV is 17 GB mounted to root. This is a root mount point, right? And second LV is swap, size 2 gigabyte, and it's mounted to swap. So from this you must understand here swap partition is LV. Swap partition is LV, right? So this is a swap partition which is LV. So since it is LV, you can extend string swap anytime based on your requirement. But the problem is there is no enough space available, unallocated space available on this hard disk, isn't it? Total 20 GB, 1 plus 19, 20 GB is utilized. There is no unallocated space available on this hard disk drive. So if you want to extend swap, you can't. Not only swap, any partition you can't. Any LV, okay, these LVs you can't. Reason there is no free space available here. Then what you can do is you can use our trick. You can add another hard disk drive. You can use another hard disk drive and you can extend your swap. That is what we are going to do now. Okay, and I'll just give a command swap on -s. This command will list all partitions which are acting as swap. It says there is only one partition which is acting as swap. Sorry. Okay, which is acting as swap. That is this partition. This actually swap partition only showing DM -1. After formatting it will show like that because this is actually created. This partition was created while installing an operating system. So there are little differences actually. Now what I'll do is I just want to extend size of this swap. How do we know the size of existing swap? Free-m, right? Free-m command will show you existing swap. So it says size of your existing swap is 2 gigabyte, 2047 MB. 0 is used. Reason, this is a main memory. There is some free space available in main memory. There is some free space available in main memory. So if anyone asks you when a machine start to use swap, indirect answer is once main memory is full. Okay, once main memory is filled into size, my machine will start to use the swap. But that is really not a direct answer. That's the reason I say indirect. That is not pakka correct, but okay. Understanding. So once main memory is filled into size, means one main memory is full. Okay, but this main memory is not full. There is 153 MB free. And that's reason 2047 swap is completely free. Understanding, didn't use. Okay. Now what I'll do is I just want to extend the size of the swap. Okay, in this case we don't have to extend, but there are some situation you may get an error message, like a warning message in production server consecutively, like machine is running with low virtual memory, low swap memory. That case you will have to extend it, you have to increase it. So I'm just going to show you how do we increase, how do we extend swap memory. You please try to understand. Okay, if there is unallocated space available on this hard disk drive, we could extend this swap itself, but there is no free space or there is no unallocated space available on this swap, sorry, this hard disk. So what I'm planning is I'll just insert another hard disk drive, I'll create a partition and try to use that partition to extend existing swap. So I'll just add a hard disk drive. Okay, 20 GB, let it be, no problem. Okay, now I'll just fire lsblk. Yes, new hard disk drive is added, STA 20 gigabyte. Okay, current size is for 2 GB. I just want to extend to 4 GB. So I should add 2 more GB. So what I'll do is I'll just create 2 GB partition on STA. Okay, regular partition, normal partition, typical partition, not LV. Okay, I can use LV also, that is different, but I'm just going to create, okay, normal regular partition. I'll use fdisk /dev/sda. Okay, and for creating new partition, primary partition, first primary partition, start from this. I want 2 GB, so 2 gigabyte. Create it, P for print. Partition is created. STA1, start from this, 2 GB, 83. So this partition, we are planning to use this partition to extend swap memory. So you have to
But
change
actually,
the,
can I ask something actually?
yeah, ask.
See, the root partition is 17 GB. Can we reduce the size to 15 GB and we can make 2 GB free and we can extend?
100% you can do that. Okay, what you can do is, okay, let me show this first, and after that let's try that. Okay, I thought of to really ask you
No,
people to do uh, uh,
Uh, so the root partition is for me actually it is standard partition, the typical partition. If I make that ID is 88E, then it will be automatically converted to.
no yaar, how it is.
Okay.
That is like, see, after before using the partition, to form LV, we have to convert it, right? You got
Okay.
it?
For install what while installing only.
I mean, like, while before creating, after creating partition, before forming LV, you have to convert.
Okay.
Understand?
So now we cannot do anything if it is
No,
typical.
if it is typical partition, you cannot do anything. That is a problem of typical partition.
Okay.
So also I've told you one thing, you remember, like, we don't have to change the partition ID manually. We don't have to change the partition ID manually. Okay,
Yeah.
reason, I've told you, like, in 7 and 8 it will convert automatically. Understand it? So here also we have to convert, we have to change the partition. We don't have to really change the partition. I'm just showing, I just want to introduce, please mute. I just want to I just want to show you how do we change the partition ID, that's all. Also, I just want to tell you what is the partition ID of swap, what is the partition ID of LVM. That's the main reason I'm showing this. Really, we don't have to change it manually. So in this case also, I'm going to change. Let me just, list first. Here you can see there is 82. See, 82 Linux swap. So this is hexadecimal value of Linux swap. Also, okay, Solaris swap. So what I'll do is I just want to change. I don't have to change, but I'm just showing. Okay, I'll just give T for changing the type. Okay, So selected one, only there is one partition that is selected. So that's the reason it says selected partition one hex code. Then it says you don't, if you don't know the hex code of the Linux swap partition, you just press L. So I know the hex code, that is 82. We have already checked it, 82. Now check. Okay, just to give P again, print again. Okay, you can see Linux swap Solaris. Understanding? So now what I'll do is I just want to I just want to uh, okay, I just want to use this partition to create extend swap. I'll just give WQ write and quit. WQ write and quit. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just give part prop is not mandatory, but done. Now lsblk, you can see there is one partition sta1 to 2 gigabyte. Understanding? So if you can't come to know the partition id from this, you must give fdisk -l. Okay, you must give fdisk -l, otherwise you must enter into fdisk program and press p, then only you will come to know the partition id of id of a partition. Now what I'll do is I just want to use this partition to extend my swap. So you please try to understand, swap partition has a separate file system. You cannot use our regular file system for swap. Okay, like ext2 or 3 or 4 or xfs, jfs cannot be used for swap. For swap there is separate file system. What's the name? Swap only. File system name is swap. Just to give blk id to check. Okay, so there is newly created partition available here. It's not formatted. I'm planning to format, okay, because I'm planning to use this partition for extending swap, so I must format with swap file system. So you cannot use normal mkfs command. For this you have to use mk swap. What's the command to format? What's the command to apply the file system? mk swap. That's all. And just /dev/sda1. That's all. Just enter. Okay. Check blk id. Then it says sda1. Swap file system is applied. Simple. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll just give swap on hyphen s. Okay, it's showing same. They're the previous LV, which is acting as swap. That's all. Okay, our newly created, because we didn't mount, that's the main reason. Okay, so I'm just going to mount it permanently. You please try to understand, swap partition must be mounted permanently always, no question. Understand? So in exam you'll have a question. So in that case also you have to mount it permanently. Should not please ask anyone whether I should mount permanently or temporarily. That is foolish question, because this memory, this is going to act as the primary memory of your machine swap, isn't it? So you must mount it permanently. So I'll just go for /etc/fs tab. Okay, I'll just create a record here /dev/sda1 and mount point. We didn't create any mount point. You please try to understand, mount point name is swap. That is interesting here. And file system name also swap. And no files, no mount option, so defaults. No, FSCK, no FSDEM, no FSCK, because this is not a partition contain our important, files. So this is going to act as the swap memory, virtual memory, swap space. Okay, now I'll just give free -m command once again. Okay, showing 2047 only. And also I'll just fire swap on -s, showing same previous partition. We have created mount point, but it's not mounted. So what command we normally use to mount all FS tab entries we use mount hyphen a, we have used multiple times, but for this you have separate command, swap on hyphen a, swap on hyphen a. Now just to give again, like first swap on hyphen s, it's showing one more partition. So it says there are two partitions, okay, two divisions acting as swap memory in your machine. Understand, in this first one, dm minus 1 is an lv, existing lv, and minus 2 is the priority. sta1 is the one which we have created now, minus 3 is the priority. Then who is having, okay, minus 1 priority, minus 1 is for your primary memory. Once primary memory filled into size, it will okay, start to use this. Once this fill into size, machine will start to use minus. Okay, so we can change priority. I forgot command is swap on only, but it's really not required. Changing priority is not required, but try to understand, you cannot change the priority of main memory, that is always minus 1. Understand? So this is the way it is started to use. Minus 1 first, that is main memory. So main memory is full. Then minus 2, that is this memory, I mean this swap memory. Minus 3, this one. So that is a priority. Forget, it's not okay, there is no much importance for that. Next is, okay, now you just give a command free hyphen m. It became 4 GB. Earlier it was 2047, now 4095. 4 GB we got. Understanding? So this is how we mount. And if you want to unmount, you can use swap off, and which swap memory you want to unmount, you can give the swap memory name, either okay, this or this. And if you want to unmount all swap memories, then you can give swap hyphen o. In this case, we can unmount all swap memory, because swap memory is not used at all. Understanding? Swap memory is not used at all. Look here, 4095 swap you have completely free. So if you just try to swap off hyphen a, no error message. Understanding? No error message. Check free hyphen a, no swap memory. Then you may ask, Ashraf, then is it mandatory? I'll tell you, while installing you must create it, because I've told you yesterday this is standard. This is standard. You just imagine, okay, you have a production server, okay, you have installed operating system and application long back, like 5 years ago, and it's running for last, okay, and that is your production server. Suddenly you got a message, low virtual memory. Imagine, then what will happen? You will have to extend it. Okay, extending is like, okay, if it is like extending virtual memory is not a simple thing in production environment. You will have to take advice, and you have to request, and also you have to take the suggestions from many people. It's not easy. Understanding? So until you increase the swap, I mean like virtual memory, you will face a lot of problem, also application related issues and all happening in machine. So that is the reason you just create in advance and keep. Whether your machine is using or not, they're different, but in future we will not get an error, right? That's the main purpose of, that's the reason I said it's a standard. So in this case also, see, I've just turned off, I mean like I've unmounted complete swap. But if you restart machine, we will mount again, because okay, there is an entries available in our FS tab. So we have discussed it. Okay, so now it is not in use. That's the reason we could unmount. Understanding? So this is all about swap. Is okay. Ask if any questions, please. Okay, if you want to unmount a particular swap memory, you can. That is swap off hyphen, sorry, not hyphen, swap off, just to give the name of the memory, like slash dev slash sta slash dev slash dm hyphen 1, like this you can give. It will, okay, unmount a particular swap space also. Christian.
Sir, can't we make one partition per swap memory?
One
There are
partition.
There is two partition, right? One is DM-1 and one
Yes,
is
yes.
HGA1.
Mm.
So can we directly increase? I mean, from actually, if we will use only one physical hard disk, then how we can do that?
See,
Will
I'll tell one thing. See, when you are installing an operating system, imagine you are installing Linux operating system in your machine manually, not auto.
yeah, that time.
Listen, manually. Okay. So how you will select the size of the memory based on this list, right? Based on this list. Say for example, you have 4 GB memory in your machine, then you will go for you will just create 8 GB. This is recommended, not mandatory. So you're saying Ashraf, like you said, for 4 GB we have to create, not a we have to create. Recommended is 8. You create 1 GB, machine will accept. Machine will not really throw an error like by saying your machine has 4 GB memory, you are supposed to create 8 GB swap, really will not throw any error. So recommended is this twice till 4 GB. So what happened? You are installing an operating system, your hard disk, you have huge space in hard disk, and you have created, okay, twice of your main memory. Example, main memory is 4 GB and 8 GB you created. Understanding? So you can extend this swap. Now in our case we have used a partition from another hard disk because there was no free space available or unallocated space available on the partition which has swap on which swap already exists. So that's the reason we have added extra hard disk. So if you have enough space, I've told you yesterday, most of the processors, okay, Intel, AMD, Cyrix, VIA, all processors, microprocessor, nano processors supports okay, terabyte of virtual memory, but we are setting or not, that is different. You can set terabyte of virtual memory, no one question you, understand?
Actually, sir, my question was actually how we are extending VG and LV, no? How here what is the command to extend the swap time?
See, that's what I'm saying, Jay Krishnan. Okay, I mean, what is Jay Prakash, right? What I'm saying is here, partition, here swap partition is a regular, typical Linux partition that cannot be extended. But in this case, DM can be extended. You must try. You people should try because I've already taught, right? I will not show here. You must try. If not getting, tomorrow you tell me, yes, I'm not getting. Then I'll ask you why you are not getting. I'll ask you what command you have used. Okay, let's see. So here you check LSBLK. What you asked last is really good question. Look here. Okay, these two LVs are available on this partition. These two LVs are available on this partition. These are LVs. Okay, you know how do we extend LV? So I just want to extend this LV swap, but there is no sufficient space available in this. Okay, available in this VG. Okay, there is no sufficient just to give a VGS. Okay, look at this VGS. What's the VG size? 19 GB, completely utilized. But as you said just before, there is 17 GB, but complete 17 GB is not used. DF-TH. Okay, DF-TH. Look at this root partition. 17 GB. How much is used? 5 GB. There is 12 GB of free space available on this. As you said earlier, you can easily shrink this. You shrink this. Okay, when you shrink this partition, suppose now 17 GB, 5 GB only utilized, then you shrink it. Then what? Okay, suppose you are shrinking 5 GB. Then that 5 GB will be available back in your, okay, what? VG, CS, understanding. So it will say like 5 GB is available. Then easily you can extend your LV. Please try. This is one task. Try. I thought
Yeah,
of a show in
actually, I
classroom
got it.
anyway.
Yeah, I got it now. That LV name is CS-swap, and we can extend that one, right? X LV extend command, right? We can use.
LV extend command can be used.
Actually, I
LV.
got confusion between
Look
the
here.
swap extend
Okay.
some
Yeah,
command.
look here. LV name is not CS. CS is VG. LV name is swap. So what you will do is you will just try to extend swap. What? LV extend. Okay. Slash. You have to give the full path, right? Slash what dev slash CS is a VG name, /CS/swap hyphen capital L, and you want to extend to 4 GB. So already 2 GB is at 4 GB. You will give 4G. Then it will throw an error. Sorry, there is no. Let me give. See here, LV extend. Okay, what's LV name /dev/ okay, CES and swap. This is LV I want to extend. I'm just giving hyphen capital L, and I'm just saying like 4G. So what's the current size? 2G. I'm just trying to extend to 4G. Just enter. Okay, insufficient free space. I've told you insufficient free space. So what you have to do is, okay, use your, like logic, and you have to shrink this root because root has 17 GB, and shrink it and just shrink 5 GB, then CS. VG will get 5 GB free and use 2 GB from that to extend swap. Please try. That is a task for you. Please try. Everybody, please. Okay. Because you have already learned, just try it. And instead of adding new hard disk, creating typical partition, using that partition to extend the size of the swap, you just try in this way also. But you have to practice both, please. What I showed
We
today.
can do VG reduce command using, right?
Yes, VG reduce command. Okay, so before VG reduce command is not used, right? Which command? Okay, now what you want to do? I don't want to reduce VG. I just want to reduce
LV reduce.
LV reduce command. Yes. So you can use LV reduce, and also you please try to understand this LV is in use. What's LV name? Root. Okay, LV is in use. LV is in use. So what you have to do when you are reducing the size of LV, don't forget to reduce the size of file system also. Okay, we did last yesterday. Same command should be used. Try please. This is a good, okay, good chance to try. Okay, that's all. So that is
FS also we need to do that.
yeah, hyphen free. Okay, hyphen resize fs command also should be used. That's what I said last. Okay, so try it. Must get answer because it's simple. Now, okay, if no other questions related to swap, we'll go for Stratis. I've told you this is not easy. There are so many commands, okay, and no one using this technology, I'm sure, really. I'm sure, because this technology was introduced in 2018 in Linux operating system with Linux 7.2 or 7.3, but officially released in 8, but still it is not really official. It is now like what is like we say like it's a like testing product, testing in a sense, like just for they have just introduced in Linux 8.0, that just left to the user has to get the proper feedback, and if they are getting proper feedback from user, they will just maintain it. Otherwise, okay, and I'll tell you, listen please, there are so many storage technologies available, storage management applications available in market. You might be knowing it. NetApp is very good example. NetApp is one example. There is like Spectrum, IBM Spectrum, and there is EMC. I forgot it's EMC ISM, and EMC has one more. EMC Square. EMC has 2-3 softwares you use for storage management. We call storage management applications. And there is Symantec Veritas. Okay, there are so many like a QNAP application also available in market. QNAP storage. There are so many, maybe 15 to 16 applications are available in market. What application? Storage management application. These
So
applications we are.
Synology also is being used in Linux, or it is only in
Which one?
Synology?
That I don't know. I don't know really all name. I know only NetApp well because I've worked on it. Some other names I said from my like not from experience, from the article. Okay, there are so many, really so many. Okay,
No, no.
so whether we
Are
can
we
use
NAS and those things, network attached storage in Linux, or?
see, network attached storage can be used in Linux, and SAN can be configured in Linux OS. Everything can be configured, but try to understand those are like for NAS. for NAS storage management, we have, example QNAP. I've seen, like using QNAP NAS storage device in Linux. Understanding. So what I'm saying is there are so many products. Okay, all product would be available for both Linux and Windows. Sure. Okay, no one going to concentrate only Linux market or Windows market. Both are available. Understand. Now we are just going to discuss about the Stratis, but before that I just want to tell you what's the speciality of this application. These applications contain near to 20 to 25 special features. Example, like you can there is something called thin provisioning, thick provisioning, okay, and uh, there is disk pooling, and there is file system snapshot, and file compression for saving disk space, file encryption, and securities. Security means access securities, and deduplication, data deduplication is available. Like this, 25 to 20 to 25 extraordinary features are available in most of the application. I don't know about all. NetApp, really we have 25 features. You can just check online. I've used NetApp. I've worked on NetApp for one and a half years. Okay, so there are 20 to 25 features. Okay, so these features are really important when we are approaching a storage. So we people are always approaching our PC storage, personal computer storage, so we don't know the importance of those features. Understand, we don't need like encryption, we don't need compression, no thin provision, no thick provision, no data deduplication, okay, no disk pool, no other, okay, we don't need, because this is personal computer. But you just imagine when you're approaching an enterprise storages, you will really need all of these features. You will start to think it. Okay, so thin provision is very important, thick provision is very important, disk duplication, data deduplication is very important, disk pooling is very important, file system snapshot is another strategies used to face file system related issues. Like this, all features are really extra, like different, giving different facilities. So there are so many features, but Stratis, which is introduced in Linux 8, has only two features. Number one, disk pooling. You can pool multiple physical disk. Second, file system snapshot. So Stratis is a storage management technology introduced in Linux 8. Okay, it has two features, disk pooling and file system snapshot. That's all. These are the two important features of Stratis. And the problem, it has drawback. Stratis is like local storage. It support only these features only for local storage in a machine, in a particular machine. Okay, it doesn't support centralized storages. Stratis doesn't support centralized data storage. It support only local storage. You can pool, you can take the snapshot of local machine only. You can pool multiple disks to a local machine, a production server. Okay, you can take the snapshot of a file system snapshot of a production server. That is really problem. Understanding. So in offices, what we normally do is we want more security for the data centers where we store our complete data. So understanding. So that is why I think there is no scope until they introduce this into centralized. There will not be scope for Stratis. I think it's my assumption. Anyway, I have heard no one using so many Linux administrators even didn't hear about it. Really didn't hear about it. Okay, this is just introduced, introduced to market for using and giving feedback. That's all. You can also try to read, what white paper of this particular technology that they have written very well. This is technology just introduced for testing. So you are not supposed to use this technology in production server. We are not giving any SLA. It won't comes under SLS, a service level agreement. So like that they have written. So this is just for testing sake they have introduced. Okay, no one will use. We are studying just because you will have a question in exam. You will have a question in exam. That's the main reason we are studying this. Understand? So please try to understand. These are the two features of the Stratis. First one, disk pooling. What is disk pooling? Okay, imagine I have, I want 35 GB of, sorry, 35 TB of space in my storage. Okay, I need 35 TB of space in my storage. Okay, but 16 TB is the maximum size of the hard disk available in market. Imagine. Okay, just assume 16 TB is the maximum size of the disk available in market. So what I'll do is I'll buy 16 TB. This is 16 TB one hard disk. Okay, I need 35 TB. I'll buy again 16 TB hard disk. Okay, this is second 16 TB hard disk. Okay, so 16 plus 16, 32. Okay, we want 35, right? I'll buy one more 16 TB. So if space is more, not a problem. Less is problem, right? So this is again one more hard disk, new hard disk, 16 TB, 16 TB. So three 16 TB hard disk drives I bought, and all connected to a machine. All connected to a machine because, okay, if you ask me how many hard disks can be connected to a machine, normally in PCs we can connect four hard disk drive. But in servers, that's really depends on what type of technology, interface technology you use. If it is SCSI, you can connect 16. If it is SAS, 32. So depends. Anyway, imagine I've connected. Sorry, I've connected three hard disk drive to a production server. Now you try to understand these three hard disk drives are three physical hard disk drive. Three physical hard disk drive. You can logically combine them. You can logically combine. So that is called pool. That is called pooling. So now this is a pool. Okay, you'll give a name for the pool. Okay, example in this case it may be like, okay, example HDA. Okay, and this is HDB. Okay, and this is SDA, anything. Okay, example only HDC. So I've added three hard disk drives here, physical three hard disk drive. They are physically distinct, but logically I've just combined them with the help of Stratis technology. I'll show you practically, please wait. Okay, and I'll just give a name like pool one, or I'll just say like application pool, app. Okay, pool, app pool. Okay, what's the size? Size is actually 16 plus 16 plus 16, but we want 35, but we got more than 35 TB. So this is what disk pooling. So same technology is available in, okay, Windows Server operating system also. If you go to Server Manager dashboard, you have a chance to pool multiple hard disk, multiple physical hard disk into one logical pool. Pooling is available. So Microsoft introduced pooling in 2012 server. Okay, almost 10 years back. But Linux introduced in 2018 pooling. Understanding? So if you please try to understand, like I've told you, Stratis support only two, it has two features. Imagine Stratis, okay, Stratis is available, and they have introduced for data centers. No one will use. Reason, we have only two features. Instead, people will go for third-party apps like NetApp, Spectrum. Okay, because these applications supports, okay, 25 features. They don't mind about money. Understand, investment is not a big issue because they're doing business. If they use this technology in business, they'll have good improvements, and so they'll get good profit. Understanding? So companies will not really think about, okay, what investment, like when they are doing enhancement, or enhancement in IT. Understanding? So normally everybody will go for third party application, like any third party application, because third party apps will have so many features, but Stratis give only these two features. Okay, but difference is Stratis is free with an operating system. This is paid. Okay, when you buy your operating system, you are getting Stratis technology in it. It's free of cost. but problem only two. Okay, so only two features, only two features. So this is what disk pooling. This is disk pooling, pooling disk. Multiple disks can be pooled into one logical array. Understanding that is called disk pool. So that's the first feature of Stratis. Second feature is, okay, so also I just want to tell you, this type of technology is normally used in data centers or storage enclosures where you want to store huge amount of data. Okay, this is normally no one use in local servers or personal computers. It's not needed. Okay, you try to understand. Okay, no one use in personal computers and production servers. We normally use in storage enclosures and data centers where you want to store huge amount of data, because there only we need huge space. Okay, my problem is like what I want 35 TB of space for storing my business data, but there is no 35 single physical disk available in market. So that's the reason I've bought three physical disks with 16 TB of space, and I've just clubbed, combined, logically integrated with the help of Stratis technology. So where we want huge, okay, this much space, we don't need this much space in production server. We are not going to store any data in production server. Small company will say, okay, small organization may save data, complete data in production server. We are talking about enterprises level. They'll have separate centralized storages. So they need this technology in centralized storages, like maybe NAS device or okay enclosures or whatever. Understand? So that is first one. Second is file system snapshot. This is a bit difficult to understand. So now we have created a pool. Okay, after creating pool, what we do is we will apply the file system. We are applying file system to the pool. We are applying file system to the pool. We will apply the file system to the pool. Okay, so what's the pool size? 16 plus 16 plus, okay, 32 plus, okay, 16. Understanding? So that is the size of this, okay, 48 TB. Understanding? 48 TB size. So we are going to apply file system to this entire 48 TB, pool. We are applying file system to the pool. One thing you must understand, it support only XFS. Okay, Stratis technology support only XFS file system. What's the reason? Okay, it support only XFS file system. Reason is, look here, XFS. There is journaling. Okay, it support maximum size of single file. You may have an archive. You may have an archive with size of huge size archive you may have. See here, it support XFS supports okay large single file, large size of single file. XFS support large size of single partition. So that's the reason. Okay, this supports only XFS. That's what I said. This is really used word. Okay, the place where you want to store huge amount of data. Huge means huge. Understanding? So it support XFS file system only. That is very important. Okay, support only XFS file system. Okay, so example I'm applying okay, I've applied XFS file system now. I've applied XFS file system. File system is applied. Okay, so when you are applying file system, applying means formatting, right? When you're formatting this, this pool, no need to mention file system name because, okay, Stratis knows, okay, Stratis supports only XFS, so it will apply XFS directly. So no need to mention file system name. Clear? File system name is not. We will do it now. Please wait. So that is okay. So file system is applied. What is snapshot? I've told you there are so many strategies developed to overcome file system related issues. To overcome file system related issues. I've told you earlier in Windows operating systems, Windows XP, Windows 2003, file system errors were okay. Errors, file system related issues were common, very common. But now it is really less. Linux file system related issues are very, very, very rare. Understanding, because Linux file system, Linux develops so many technologies like journaling, so many things. I didn't explain journaling. I'll explain. We have a troubleshooting session, then you will okay, understand what is journaling. Now listen, file system is applied and you have stored lot of data. Imagine file system is applied, XFS file system applied, and you have stored lot of data. Okay, imagine what if, okay, file system is corrupted one day morning, otherwise your storage enclosure is under maintenance and you have just restarted, then it says next restart, it says, when you restart, it says file system not found, file system corrupted, file system errors. Okay, you will be shocked because this is storage enclosure. This contain our complete data, your office complete business data stored in this. Understanding? You may have a backup and all. That's the reason we are using different strategy, because these are electronic device. How we can trust them? We can't trust any of this device. Understanding? We can't trust really any of this device. I'll tell one of my experience recently. Recently means like three and a half months ago. I've just replaced, in my office, okay, people replaced battery of the HP Pavilion laptop, that is office laptop. And after 2 days, really, battery exploded after 2 days. 2 days. It's a new battery, original battery. Original means HP battery only. They paid 3,000 something for that. Okay, it exploded really. So there was some sound. Laptop suddenly, turned off. When I check, that battery was blown up. Okay, it will blow up. It was blown up. So what I'm saying is, this is who can trust this? Okay, and finally I've taken machine for repair. They said it's a problem of like charger. So they said maybe you are using local charger. I said it's a company charger. Charger is company charger. Okay, so what I'm saying is, this is, so finally they don't have any answer for that. Okay, we went to HP authorized service center, only no answer for that. So what I am saying is, this is all electronic device, so we cannot trust these devices. We are trusting, and we are storing important business data. So we should use some other strategies to ensure our data is available always. Maybe like you can take the snapshot, or you can take the backup and keep somewhere. Anything is fine. Anything is fine. So here we are going to talk about file system snapshot. So actual size is 48 TB, and I've stored like 3 TB of data so far. So 3 TB of data stored in this file system, XFS file system so far. So I'm going to take file system snapshot. So when you're taking file system snapshot, what will happen is, whatever the file you have stored here, complete file will be available in that snapshot. So snapshotting process, taking snapshot will take time based on the size and type of the data. Understanding? So we will take the snapshot and we will keep the snapshot somewhere in another storage server. Okay, so taking snapshot will really takes time. Understanding? File system snapshot, so that will contain complete data also. Understanding? It will do a simple compression, so that we can just expect after taking snapshot, the size of the snapshot may be like lesser than original data, but that is like not compression is not up to the mark, like it will like maybe 10%, 5%, okay, percent compression, like that only. It's not like a 50 to 50 compression or something. Okay, so this is this is called file system snapshot. So you can take this snapshot of the file system. So when you're taking snapshot of the file system, that would contain complete data. Complete data will be available, and you can keep snapshot away from this machine somewhere in storage. If something happens, you can bring back and restore it. Okay, so file system, snapshot restoration. It's not a restoration. You can, suppose what happened, this contains 3 TB of data. Now I've taken snapshot, and snapshot is available somewhere in another machine, example, and suddenly we got another message here, snapshot is file system is missing or something. Then what we can do is, we can, restore the, we can create new file system from this snapshot. So we have a snapshot of the file system here, right? From this you can create file system, this existing, like the lost file system we can. So it's like a restoration only, but we don't use that name. Understand? Restoration is normally used for backup, restore, but here we don't use like restore. Okay, so this is like creating file system, okay, lost file system from the snapshot file system. I'll show that practically, then you will understand. So, but you try to understand taking snapshot, restoring, okay, should not use restoration, but anyway, restoring snapshot will take time. Okay, will take really long time to, finish, but that is not a problem for us. We want our data back. And this is really a foolish technology, really, this Stratis. I'm just teaching because just to, okay, give, an answer in exam. That's all. Understanding. Also, you may question, suppose if I didn't teach, if I skip this, tomorrow you may ask, there is one technology Stratis you didn't teach. So, okay, that's the main reason teaching. I think no one use this really. What I'm saying, no one will use this. I'm not saying no one is using, no one is using. Okay, I've talked to so many Linux administrators. I know so many people. Okay, no one, okay, really heard about this. Okay, Stratis technology. Understanding people are using 8, but still they didn't hear what is Stratis. Okay, so it's there in syllabus. We will try. And also, I forgot to tell you, this is application-based storage. Application-based. Stratis is actually an application. So this app should be installed in your machine first. Okay, it should be installed in machine first. Then only you can form Stratis pool. After forming Stratis pool, you can apply file system, and you can take the snapshot, and you can also extend the pool anytime. You can extend the pool anytime, but there is no way to reduce the pool size. I don't know why. Okay, so that's the reason. It's like just introduced for just testing. Understand, testing sake. So next, I'll just try to install Stratis in this machine. I'll try to install. There are so many commands that it will make confusion. But you at least try to understand these two things, because in future, suppose if you are studying any other storage, or if you are getting chance to work on any storage, probably these two will be there, because most of the storage application supports these two. Okay, so I've told you 20 to 25. In that, this also will be included. Now I'll check Stratis is installed or not. RPM hyphen Q Stratis D. Service name is Stratis D. Application name is Stratis D. So I'm checking whether Stratis D application is installed or not. It says no package found. There is no package or application in this name. It means not installed. So what I'll do is I'll use yum command for installation. I'll just say like yum install Stratis. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, 1 second, 1 second. I've pressed tab key by mistake. Please wait. Stratis D, and I'll just say like Stratis hyphen CLI. I'll tell you, please wait, hyphen Y. So I didn't, we haven't discussed package management. We have another chapter, maybe after, okay, 4 or 5 classes, we'll start package management. So in package management, we will learn how do we install, remove applications. So, but now this Stratis application is not available in this machine, so we must install it. But LVM was available, right? But Stratis is really not available. We must install it. So I'm using yum command. I'll teach yum, RPM, and later we have a session. Yum install Stratis D, Stratis CLI. So this is one application. This is another application. This is a real Stratis application, and this application will give you the command line tool to manage the Stratis storage technology. So this is Pakka CLI based storage technology. You must use command. There is no colorful API and all. Understand? So here Stratis CLI hyphen Y. Understand? So Stratis CLI will install Stratis management commands. Okay, Stratis D is the real Stratis application. Okay, yum is the tool used to install an application. Hyphen Y is for confirmation. So if I enter here, in my case, installation will happen. But if you try to do same thing in your machine, really installation will not happen. In your machine, you try this command will not Okay, installation will not happen. Reason, okay, there are so many setup we must do for, okay, installing packages. In my case, I've already, okay, set up everything. In your case, it is not there. So I'll show you, okay, while how do we set up this installation environment. Okay, please wait. I'll show you, then only you can practice it. I'll just, okay, say again, rpm-q Stratis, then it says yes, Stratis D application is installed. So just start the service. Okay, systemctl, systemctl enable now Stratis D dot service. I'm just going to start Stratis service now. So systemctl, I think this is the first time we are using this command. Systemctl stands for system control, and this is a command used to, okay, manage the service. Managing service means starting, stopping, knowing the status, restarting, reloading, enabling, disabling, masking, unmasking a service. We have a separate chapter also. Okay, 20-25 minute small chapter for regarding service management, then you will understand more. Now I'm just going to enable this service. Okay, service name is Stratis D. Okay, dot service, Stratis D dot service. Okay, so now what I'll do is uh, I'll just enter. Then what will happen is this service will start and enable. So here I will use start key, right? I didn't use start key here. So I've used only enable hyphen now. So enable will enable the service. Hyphen now will start service for now. Okay. And also you can use fail to enable unit file. Oh, Stratis D dot service. Okay, service is enabled. You can check the status of the service now. Then it'll say, it's running. Yes, active and running. Understand? So what is next? We have to form the Stratis pool. Okay, now you can use Stratis command. Check Stratis. I'll just like Stratis. I'll just say pool list. I'm checking, is there any existing pool? No pools are available. No pools are available. And also to create this pool, either you can use block device. You can use block device. Block device means entire hard disk drive, like this, physical hard disk drive. Okay, or you can use partition. Partitions can be used. Imagine you have, okay, you have 10 hard disk. 10 hard disk contain 2 GB free space each. So you can use 2 GB free space from all 10 hard disk and pool it as single, okay, Stratis pool possible. Understand? You can use even partition also, and you can use LV. LV also can be used for forming Stratis. I'll show you with block device. You must try with LV. Forget partition. Partition is not matter, because partition and block device almost similar only. But LV, if you use LV, there are a lot of advantages. When you increase the size of LV, okay, size of your pool will increase. When you decrease the size of LV, okay, your pool size will decrease. Okay, you must try this. Okay, well, not today, tomorrow. After, okay, we will do this practical tomorrow. Then you will get an idea. Then you must try to
We
deploy with
can,
LV.
so we cannot decrease like right because it is XFS file system.
XFS file system decreasing. Okay, see files. We are decreasing the size of the this only what partition. Understanding? I mean, as what is it like pool size can be okay done, but in case of LV that is not possible. Okay, here LVs are used for forming pool, right? After that possible. Direct LV cannot be decreased. That's what we have discussed yesterday. There are exceptions in different technologies. So you can use LV, partition, or block. Okay. So we will do with block device same way you can try with LV. Okay, you have to create LV on different hard disk and use those LV 3 or 4 LVs. And I forgot to tell you, you can pool maximum 32 hard disk. I've never tested. It's according to textbook. 32 disk can be pooled in one Stratis. I mean 32 disk can be added in one Stratis pool maximum. Okay, so we will do it tomorrow. I'll add multiple 3 hard disk drive and I'll show you practically how do we pool and managing pool. There are a lot of commands. It's a bit boring actually, but we must study because to give answer for one question. Okay, no one asked this in interview as well as no one using in I mean like in production understanding. So forget about use, but okay, we must give answer at least for
Sir, one more question.
till tomorrow.
We can pull. Hello.
Voice is tell.
Can we pull block, partition, and LVM different, or only we need to
No, no,
pull?
only block. Okay, if you're using block, only block. If you're using partition, only partition. No
Okay.
way. Yeah.
And
So
one
just
more question, sir, related to LVM.
hmm.
Can I ask actually?
Yeah, ask.
In LVM, we are using two hard disks, right?
Hmm.
Uh, there is one VG in
Hmm.
we are using one VG with two PV from one PV is from one disk, one hard disk, and another PV is from another hard disk. So if
Hmm.
one hard disk got faulty, then can we
Hmm.
recover data from another,
See,
which is
no, because the purpose of LV is not, data recovery or fault tolerance or something. Okay,
uh,
LV is mainly used. See, from LV and all, what you're saying is like, okay, this same LV can be used for RAID configuration. That is different. But what I'm saying is from LV, no, there is no way.
Yeah,
Understanding?
actually, as I observed actually, if we make a VG with three, two from one, two PV from one hard disk and one is, from another, one PV from another hard disk, then the size is getting, the data is getting, when we create the LV size is creating from alternate hard disks, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yes.
thought, we can recover the data using
No,
like that,
no,
or
no.
no, this
No, no, no.
is
Yeah.
like a RAID configuration, right?
Yes, that is right.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
sir.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.